Hello and welcome to the first of two very special employability videos about students. This one focuses on our Support for Employment study programme, which is one of the two main pathways our students take. All happening right here at the EMA Moreton campus near the Walled Garden in Moreton, Dorset. Let's go over to one of our members of staff now to talk about what happens when students start their new year here in September. Tell us what happens when the employability academic year begins in September.
So the students come in for an hour on one of the days where we go through who their tutor group are, if they're new to the site, go through some of the paperwork, things like evacuation plans, permission to be filmed, all those sort of things.
And how many hours do they work?
So for that one, they just come in for an hour, or probably not even an hour, and then the next day we start college properly. And they spend the first day with their tutor group, getting to know each other, having a group photo taken very often, maybe having a tour of the site, answering questions. And then the lessons start the next day.
What lessons are undertaken during the start of the academic year? Why do the students do them? And at what places on the EMA Moreton campus here do they happen?
So an important part that happens at the beginning of the year is baseline assessments. So all students will take part in that to work out whether they're in the right class, whether their timetable needs adjusting. Timetable issues will get resolved in that bit. So that happens in all lessons, maths, English, ICT, and then all the vocational classes. So all those little things are smoothed out, ready for a good start.
And the places include classrooms like these here in the training centre.
That's it, over the road in the old school.
Yeah.
In the gardens.
The Dovecot Cafe.
Dovecot Cafe, that's right, and Bakery Cottage. So all the different places where lessons happen. During those lessons in the first couple of weeks, people will be doing their baseline assessments.
What about the animal studies in the garden shop over there? Closed during the autumn winter time?
Yeah, so the garden shop is closed for this term. Again, animals, a lot of their lessons happen over at the old school tea rooms. Some of the practical side happens here, and again, baseline assessments, working out where people are so that we know how to stretch and challenge them.
Since EMA is a place to help empower students into employment, do you know what some of your students' working goal is to leave?
Yeah, so lots of the students leave here having done work experience, on-site work experience in the cafe, the animals, the gardens, and off-site work experience. So we have students doing work experience all over the place, in cafes, places in Dorchester, in Weymouth, all over. So we try to get students to be able to do a period of off-site work experience so they get to see what it's like outside in the working world. And our students go on from here, and some get jobs where they've done their work experience, some carry on with volunteers. So hopefully what we do is we're able to move what the student learns depending on what they want to do. So those students are keen on animal work, gardens, that's what they tend to do. Those that want to do cafe, that's what they tend to do when they're here.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much for talking. That was very informative.
Thank you very much, George.
And now let's hear it from a student's point of view. So, tell us what happens when the employability academic year begins in September.
It's a great start to the year for the staff and the students to get to know each other and learn what they have to do for the whole year.
So what sort of lessons are undertaken during this time?
There's maths, English, ICT, animal work experience, garden work experience, garden shop, and the Dovecot Cafe.
So why do the students do them, and at what places on the EMA Moreton campus here do they happen?
There's maths for the money base of size for the serving customers at the garden shop, and there's serving customers at the Dovecot Cafe.
I understand that you do some work here in the polytunnels.
Yeah, I do.
What sort of stuff do you do here?
Like reading all the weeds under the tables, then transferring the plants into the raised beds, then digging them up to make them in here when it's terrible weather in the winter, so they can have dry enough weather.
Are these plants to be sold, or are they exclusively for viewing in the gardens, or what are they for?
Some point they will be sold in the garden shop.
And are some sold in the cafe as well?
At the moment, you have to take these to the cafe,
Right.
And to get as the garden shop is closed.
Right, okay. What is your ultimate working goal?
To get so with animals or gardens or sports for me.
So doing something to do with animals or sports is the kind of job that you would like to undertake when you leave Employ My Ability?
Yes, I do.
Well, thanks very much. Thanks for speaking.
It's fine.
Well, there we have it. The start of a new year at Employ My Ability. If you've enjoyed this video and like the other videos on our EMA YouTube channel, please join us again for more EMA videos coming up very soon. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.